Hey there. So holidays are coming up, and as that happens, we're going to have some breaks in therapy. And so I wanted to pop in and just remind ourselves, partially me, that how we think about a break can really affect how we feel about the break. And so we want to be practicing thoughts that are going to serve us and serve our kids in the break. So what I mean by this is if we're thinking, oh my God, he's not going to have therapy for a whole week, that is going to generate some anxiety, and that's going to generate some fear, and that's going to generate a whole bunch of stuff that is kind of crap when you're dealing with a toddler in particular or any young child, right? If we're operating in anxiety and fear, we're going to be naggy, we're going to be needy, we're going to be like asking them to do things 100 times that they don't want to do. Instead of, a break is exactly what we need right now. Or a break in therapy is going to give us some really good information about what schedule works best. When you can transition and pivot that lens a little bit, you get access to a whole bunch of your brain that you don't have when you're sitting in a puddle of fear and anxiety about the fact that your kid's not getting therapy. And so it doesn't change the fact that we're not getting therapy because we're on vacation and everybody needs a break and everybody needs a vacation. And so fine, and holidays are lovely. But if we can stay in that, this is exactly what's supposed to happen space, then we get to be really curious about, oh, they didn't do so well when they didn't have therapy for a week. Now you might say, well, duh, Gabrielle, I already knew that, hello. But there's gonna be movement, there's gonna be change. And so even though the last time they had a problem, that doesn't necessarily mean that this time they're gonna have a problem, right? Kids grow and change all the time. And you might actually notice, oh, you know what? We noticed it wasn't quite as intense this time. We noticed there wasn't as much regression this time. We noticed they maintained their skills. We noticed they increased their skills. Because there's a thing that happens when we change the routine, which is brain gets more active, right? Our brains seek patterns all the time. And so when we get into a routine and a rut, brain is like, yeah, know what this is, know what this is, know what this is. When we change that, brain gets more active. Sometimes brain gets more active into anxiety and shutdown, right? So activated. But sometimes brain gets intrigued. And so if we've built up a layer of competence and skill in therapy, and we change the situation and go visit family or have a totally different schedule for a few days, we can start to see the impact in the real world. We can start to see, oh my gosh, he just learned a new word. Oh my gosh, she just sat at the dinner table for 15, 20 minutes with us. Oh my gosh, she sat with grandma and read a book. Fill in the blank, okay? But when we have these moments, we get to use them for information gathering. And so I invite you to gather some information, not to put pressure on yourself or your child, because that's useless and pointless and annoying. But I invite you to ask yourself, what do I notice here? What if this is exactly what's supposed to happen so that I can notice something new? And I would love to hear from you about what you notice in the next few weeks and months as we enter into the holiday season and schedules get a little choppy. I want to know, what are you noticing? What are you seeing? What are you not seeing? I'd love to hear. Until next time, take care.